it's very confusing, these meetings, but anyways. And that was about the Clean Water Project.
Correct.
And they already had the $2 million grant in there,
Yeah, they,
in the projected numbers. So
Right.
they were already taking it over to the Clean Water Project. I think that's where they want to put it.
that's where,
But it's the board's decision.
Well, I think understanding the conditions of that grant would be important, and even if, you know, if they said, well, we frown upon you not using it for one project, but if we had multiple projects kind of lined up in the same year where it would exhaust the grant, maybe that would satisfy some of those concerns. But highway's a great place to go. You know, there's things that can be done there, and you know, if there is a condition that everyone in the town benefits from that grant, it seems to me that's a natural place to go.
I think we don't know enough about this grant and the requirements around it, but
So-
it sounds like identifying new projects. Maybe it's the salt barn, maybe it's something else. We need to understand from them what are the parameters of
Right.
acceptable projects.
So,
This sounds like it should be in Alex's bucket.
I should have been on the call. I was the only
I-
one on the call, so.
Alex did join late.
No, the first call, this call.
Oh, right.
if you establish another call, I'm happy to join.
Okay, I will reach out. They should be reaching out to the whole board. That's the problem I have with this. You don't want the supervisor to make any decisions or saying, I sit in these Zooms and team meetings and I can't say anything. I can't approve this, I can't approve that. I just sit there. Because I have to bring it back to the board. I have to bring it back to the board, which is fine. I have no problem with that. That's the right way to do it. But these people just hound you and hound you. Well, what about this? And what about that? And what about, I can't make these decisions. I said, next meeting, bring it to the board. So the question was, what do you guys want to do with this $2 million grant?
I think I want to understand the conditions, and yes, I think all of us could probably think of projects that everyone in the town could benefit from, if that's the condition or the requirement to that. Or can it be used for the water upgrades that we're discussing, if we decide to go in that direction?
See,
But without knowing that,
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
I understand
Without
that.
understanding what the conditions are, this is just,
so during the whole meeting, the whole thing was being pushed towards the water, the clean water.
But did
The-
that
The
meet
one
the-
that we sent RFQ out for the,
okay, but that, all right, I think we just, we
Which I-
need to confirm the conditions. Right.
And this, so afterwards is when I contacted them. This was after the meeting was over. I called Caitlin Stephanie back from Municipal Solutions and said, what about QIP saltwater, or salt shed? What about that? I'll have to get back to you on that.
Okay.
We'll see. I don't know if we can use it for that, if you don't use the whole thing. Honestly, I
It's-
really think they want to use it for this water system improvement project, and then Nate and myself sat in on a meeting with that, and that, I just have a hard time with that one.
And
If you saw the attached letter and the amounts and the EDU amounts.
I agree, and I'm just trying to understand why they're pushing for that.
But that includes, if you looked at that letter and you saw the EDUs and stuff, that included the $2 million grant. And the EDUs were still,
my assumption, Jay, is that they would like to use the 2 million for the water project because that's 2 more million out of a $40 million project that doesn't have to be bonded, and it's just a natural place to sink it all. We did, in this follow-up discussion that Kevin and I had with BNL and Municipal Solutions, like, question them, what else can we use this for? So I do think just following up, yeah, the board really wants to know what else can we use this money for, because they want to know their options. We don't want to just say, okay, put it on the water
Do you have a
project.
copy of the grant?
no, I don't know if there's even anything upstairs on it.
Yeah, we could probably get it from either Municipal Solutions.
Yeah, Municipal Solutions.
That'd be my guess.
I think I'd like to see a copy of the grant.
We had to accept it, obviously,
No,
so there's
I
gotta be an
understand that. I just
acceptance
wanna-
letter with all the information.
I can understand that, just want to see the copy of the grant.
So going into the water system improvement project, I mean, what do we,
So this is for
This is
informational
crazy.
purposes right now. Barton and LeJudas is planning to attend the meeting on March 18th to answer any questions that you folks might have and, provide a little bit of an overview, beyond what Kevin and I are about to talk about, and then try to get an understanding from you which direction you'd like to go with this potential project. So you'll see in this memo that under the current funding scenario, it'd be $528 per EDU, which, you know, I told them that Kevin and I don't make decisions here, but that's a lot of money, and I can imagine the residents being very upset and the board members being unwilling to finance a project like that.
I said affordability of the of residents of this town, and then they gave us a whole line of information from the comptroller's office that EDUs across the state are $1,000 for water and $1,000. I swear, I get the crazy.
Yep. So we talked with them about different scenarios of doing the project, and you know, really I mean, you guys can make the decision to do it all, right? We encouraged them to come forward with options that don't do everything all at once. You know, phase the project. This was actually Municipal Solutions thought to phase the project, do what you really need to do first. Part of the issue is the town did not receive all of the grant funding that Barton and LaJudas had anticipated.
Yeah.
And part of the reason for that is because too much of this project doesn't address the purposes of the $5 million extra dollars that we were hoping to get. And with a smaller, more focused project, it's possible we get an extra $5 million. And so really focusing on the environmental contaminant issues, which is cleaning up the wells or fixing, you know, resolving the well water issue at 2 of your well locations, which are not being used right now, and some related work, I forget exactly what. But focusing on that as the first phase seems like the one that's most likely to be funded by grants. And then from there, breaking it up into other things. And then also potentially revisiting just what is the work that was being proposed. You know, so this is a refresher. The map plan and report prepared by Barton and LaJudas was approved by the town board in August of 2025. That came after they were, I think, originally retained in April of 25 to do that work. That plan and report, which ended up encompassing or proposing $40 million worth of work, came about as a result of discussions between Greg, Alex, and the engineers. So I know from, at least I think talking with Kevin, maybe Jay, a little bit, I think those 2 guys at least had some questions about, well, wait, why are we doing it this way? Maybe there's another way of running these pipes. And so you might want to go back to the drawing board on some of the other components of the work than the pieces that address the contaminant issue. So there's some potential really going back and redoing this based on the map plan and reports. We might need to redo the map plans and reports for this in order to break it up and maybe confirm that the town board is really good with the proposal. And that I expect to be part of the discussion a little bit on March 18th.
Yeah, I think you summed it up. They basically said that if we address the contaminant area, that with a lesser amount, there's even a chance for more grant money on that.
Right. So there's no action that you guys need to do tonight. It's just look at this, understand what BNL is saying. We can provide the map plan and report that is currently in existence to you guys as well. So you've got it and can just say, okay, this is what we were proposing, so that you have an understanding of what it is they're actually even talking about when they come here on the 18th and start asking, do you want to phase the projects? What do you want to focus on?
I don't want to get confused on what document I'm looking for. You're talking about a map plan and report, and I'm understanding this was just a preliminary engineering report, which are
They-
2 different documents.
Yeah, so
So-
they did, there was a map plan and report for expansion or improvements to the water district. that BNL prepared. I think they did a preliminary report, but it ended up resulting in a map plan and report.
Because that's not referenced in the letter.
No, it's not, but there's a resolution on file at the county clerk's office wherein the town board authorized up to $40 million worth of improvements based on a map, a plan, and a report. And that was authorized in August of '25.
Yeah. Okay. Just from the process of what is prepared, the map plan and report wouldn't be done until after the approval of the grants and during the final design phase. So I just want to make sure whatever we're looking for gets disseminated to the board, so we're looking at all the same document and the correct current document.
The letter that I attached here was the only information that I received.
And
B&L.
that, and the preliminary engineering report is what EFC and all the fundings and the quick grants and monies available are all based on. And then they make their judgments based on that, so if we've already gone past that stage. I didn't think that we were at the design phase for the map plan report, so that's all.
So is
Yeah,
that
I
why
mean,
we're
I-
discussing this on the 18th?
Yeah,
Because-
and we'll have to go back and look. I mean, I'm just looking at the August 6th, 2025 meeting. Like, I see the resolution authorizing increase and improvement of facilities of Consolidated Water District Number 1, and which was prepared by Bond Council, which references a map, plan, and report being prepared and on file with the Office of the Town Clerk. So it's possible Barton and LaJudas kept calling theirs the preliminary engineering report, but that was considered the basis of the, or that was the map, plan, and report for purposes of the interest order.
I mean,
Regardless.
I remember seeing the
Oh,
the
yeah.
map, but I thought it was preliminary, though.
I mean, preliminary in the extent of, this is the maximum improvements that we're gonna do in the area to be done, but it might end up getting, the design itself might not be exactly that. But we can get you all the stuff, at least that the town has, so that you have it for the March 18th meeting, because you guys are gonna have questions, which we're not gonna be answering tonight.
I did forward you all the link for the water study on February 27th, so everybody should have that.
Okay, any other questions on that? I'll
No,
try to get it
that-
all on for the 18th, whatever we can get.
But that's a lot of information
I
to
know.
review. I mean, to go through the grant and understand, to go through that, I mean, that's a lot to get on.
So there is a deadline. I think it's the end of May to submit revisions. Oh gosh, I'm forgetting exactly, but I think, what do they call it? It's like amendments or revisions or something to
That's the WIA funding.
the WIA
application.
funding.
The WIA, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a deadline to submit for that, which if we do end up phasing this or doing something and having Barton and LaJudas go forward with it, that they need direction in order to accomplish all that and get you to approve their revised plans, I guess, in order to submit for the WIA funding. That's gotta be it.
The WIA funding only needs the preliminary engineering report as far as an engineering study, because that develops where the plan for where the improvements are going and the cost. And it goes through all the engineering calculations on, what you're doing with it. How much pipe, what the reservoirs, everything. That's just one document. There's about 20 different documents that have to be provided in the WIA grant. And there has to be resolutions that the town board has that authorizes the work to be done, that we've got a contract in place, that we're gonna bond for it, and they have to have all of that stuff included in the WIA grant. So when we're thinking about the May 29th deadline date, it is not a May 27th board meeting issue. It is a now issue that we've got to line up all those things. And that can't sit in any one of us. That's gotta be in Alex's or Greg's, because that's where it is. All that stuff's gotta get there and compiled. And I don't know another municipality that it doesn't sit in the municipality engineering's bucket to coordinate that and get that compiled and get that to Greg so that he can get it to us for all those signatures.
So I think, I mean, yes, but I think the issue that is really Barton and LaJudas is asking about is, do you want to do the whole thing? In which case, I think a lot of the pieces of that are in place because there's already bond authority for that. That was done in August 2025. It's if you're not going to do the whole thing, then they've got a lot of changes to make in order to meet the submission deadline and have you guys approve any changes. But that's something that they're going to talk about on the 18th because they need direction as to which way to go on this.
But I don't want to have a conversation on the 18th about this. I want to have something in writing. I want a report from them with a specific ask so that we can do our job and look at the documents and say, here's our 4 options, this is what we're going to do, and what's the timeline we got to do it in. I don't think we're doing ourselves any favors by just letting all this stuff come in ad hoc and having conversations about it.
So we could certainly tell them that. I think their concern right now is that if the board doesn't make a decision by the April 1st meeting, then they're not going to be able to make the WIA deadline at the end of May, and it'll get kicked off another year, which maybe is fine if we don't, or if you don't have a dire situation that needs this money spent in the next year. I recall that being their expressed concern and sense of urgency on this.
Where is that coming from? What you recall?
The conversation Kevin and I had with them last week.
See, and I think that's information that Barton LaJudas has to present to the town board and give us that information so we know what our marching orders are.
I think they were
That's
probably
the
hoping
18th,
that,
right?
well, that I think is the purpose of them coming on the 18th and why they asked us to have that call last week, to understand what, if anything, is the thought process. And we said, you got to come and talk to the board and give us something in writing so that the board has it at this meeting, so that at the 18th, they're as ready as they can be. This is what they gave. They're coming on the 18th. If you want something else in writing from them to more fulsomely explain the deadlines, the urgency, all that stuff, I mean, we can ask them for that.
My suggestion is that we do. I ask them for that. And we ask them for what they need in a timeline for the WIA application that's due on the 29th. Even the IUP submission deadline for that WIA grant, there's a lot of documentation for that that's got to be compiled. And that doesn't sit in your bucket.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not an engineer. I don't know anything about that stuff.
Yeah, but I
mean,
think
we're
that's what
paying
you're
these people
asking,
money
right?
to do
Yeah,
this.
it's
So.
saying, hey, these are all the questions we have. This is what we need responses on, and maybe these are our recommendations.
And they're the professionals. They need to be telling us what the questions are that they need
Right,
to have
right.
answered.
Right, not us coming up with questions.
Right.
Right. I think that's reasonable.
Right.
All right. Any other? I don't want to discuss that anymore. All right, moving on. Ransom Road we talked about. Just a quick update. Why did I lose internet again?
Yeah, I keep getting kicked off too.
The comprehensive,
No, the comprehensive plan. I don't know if my email came up that I sent back to her. I just tried to answer her questions that she wanted. I wasn't trying to step on any of the board's toes, but I just wanted to keep the thing moving forward. She still has the question about the Climate Smart grant, if we're doing it. We have not received letter to accept the grant or anything yet, or what conditions, or what we have to do to accept the grant. So we've received no information on it yet. That's what I told her. website, URL, I told her just pick whatever's, make it simple. I don't understand, we need to get this going so we can get the website onto our website, get them connected. And committee co-chair, she's looking for the boards, if the board would like to put committee, for the citizens committee, a couple co-chairs, or I think I talked to Renee and I talked to Darren for the town side of it. Renee said she would do it.
I was gonna say, is that what she's looking for, is co-chairs from the town, or one from the citizen side, one from the town side?
Yeah, I think she's just looking like if she needs to do like electronics for the meeting or something, that she would get help setting that up, where I thought Renee would be good for that,
Renee would, a great suggestion.
you know. Yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, think of the purpose of a chairperson for a committee meeting, right? Run the meeting. You don't necessarily want the consultant running the meeting, because then it makes it potentially the consultant driving
Mhm.
the discussions, which they're there, but this is really a community
So you
committee.
wanna,
I would hope they would just pick, the committee
I was
meet
about to-
themselves and just pick a,
ask you that, because I don't know who would be willing to do it.
Yeah, especially from
The citizen
community.
side, right.
and I did send, she asked for a little input on each of the committee members that we pick, like Darren's highway superintendent, Renee works in the ordinance office with planning and
You
zoning.
can send the
So I sent
write-ups.
that to her.
Yeah,
I just gave a list. I like the residents. I just said residents living in this section of the town. I don't know what they do for a living, or any- you know.
Right, well, I was just gonna say, you
that's
could
none
have
of my
sent what they
business.
sent to us.
Yeah, I sent that back to her today, just so she would have something. I think she was more like trying to put two and two together with all the town people that we picked, who was who.
If Renee's willing to do it, she could be one of the chairs, and then I think the citizen committee
I just asked
should
Renee if
just
she would.
select one
That
amongst
was in the
themselves.
That was in the RFP, that that the AE firm was gonna run and chair those meetings and drive everything.
Okay, I will tell her that, and I'll go back and look at that.
Probably a better approach. Right,
Yeah, I mean, that's the authority we gave them, so that we're not missing our deadlines. Tell-
They're
as a
running
board.
this thing. That's what,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. But, so the 31st is the meeting. Everybody understand that? 31st is
31st.
the
6
kickoff.
o'clock.
And they're gonna meet with the,
6:30.
6:30 is the meeting part. They're meeting with the citizen committee at 5:30, I believe.
I
So,
think you're correct.
yes. So they reached out. Everybody's good for that.
But I wouldn't get too excited over it till we get the first meeting.
I'm just going by
Yeah,
what she
yeah,
said
I
in the,
know
you guys,
exactly.
you guys are tagged on
Yeah,
emails. I'm
'cause I
just
figured
trying to
that-
keep it,
This sounds like she's asking us for too much questions that I expect her to tell us
hey, all right. I know.
to get us going.
But we're set for the meeting, so hopefully we get that meeting underway and the whole thing just goes forward from that. Hopefully, we're gonna announce it. I talked to Nate about this. I don't think we have to do like the legal announcement for the meeting.
Yeah, it's not a publication of a public hearing notice. It's just informational to the media. You know, I mean, I will encourage you to.
Yeah, we're gonna put it on the website,
Do a
put the
press
signboard
release
out
and-
front for the kickoff, just to notify everybody. Put the link on our website, the links to the comp plan website that they're creating. Just waiting for that to come. So, if you have any questions you want me to ask or do anything, let me know.
Aren't they public meetings?
Yes, the whole thing is public.
So do we need to legally?
It's not
I
a public
would.
hearing, but it's just like your town board meetings. The
Right.
whole
Post
thing.
on the
But-
website.
Posted on the
but it's
website.
still almost like a special meeting, though.
Yeah, I don't know
And if
why
we're
we don't
there-
just publish
I-
the
I-
meeting dates and once.
Yes, I think we can do that.
So right now, we only know the first
Yeah, the
date. They're gonna
the
pick
committee
that,
hasn't
supposedly
chosen.
they're gonna pick going forward.
So, and that's fine, so we
Publish this
publish
first
it for the one, get the date set, publish a second one, and then we're done.
Okay, this, when they get all the dates set. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine. All right, that's all I have, unless you guys have anything for me.
The meeting's
Oh,
here, the
sorry.
meeting's here, right?
Yes, the
Yes,
meeting's here in this
right
room. I do have a couple more things. You did see my 2-week notice, not my 2-week notice yet, but
Bookkeeper.
the bookkeeper's 2-week notice.
I did.
So we have to find another bookkeeper again. I don't even know how to suggest going about doing this, because if we keep doing the same thing, it's insanity, I think. I just don't know other, I have no suggestions, but whatever. We can advertise it again.
Well, at the very least, we should advertise until something else, until we develop a different plan, we should advertise.
Okay.
That's my suggestion.
It's very tasking in that office up there without a bookkeeper. There is now another bond, and now you're talking about going for another bond. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that has to be done, that there's not the people up there to do it. So, stuff's gonna fall through the cracks, just so you know. And I don't know how else to address it, but Jody does an amazing job. She picked up the slack last time when Lori left, and she's already offering to pick up the slack going forward. She already sent in for the draw on the sewer bond today, or the sewer project, so. But it definitely, we need to address something. We need to figure out a different format upstairs or a different structure in the town going forward. So,
Is the CPA available to help?
yep, he upped his rate to $3.25 an hour. So, we will exhaust that line quicker than we can put money in it.
What did it go from?
300. So, I don't think he's aware yet. I will call him tomorrow that she is resigning. So,
Okay.
and his availability is very limited, so.
Do you want to have a conversation about doing an RFP for a municipal CPA?
Yes, I think one of the issues that, you know, having interviewed candidates last time, I think one of the issues is the salary. I'm just not sure that we're getting qualified candidates. We selected this particular candidate in hopes that she would really just kind of pick it up. She didn't have a lot of experience with it, and to her own admission, it just wasn't a good fit. She was really struggling with it. So, you know, I think she kind of got discouraged, and I think that's part of her resignation. I mean, I'm not really sure. I hadn't spoken to her yet. But I do think the salary is an issue.
Those are two different issues to me. at least the
I
way
understand
I
that.
hear it,
I'm
yeah.
bringing that particular point up from my point of view, having interviewed candidates the last time. A municipal CPA, yes, I'd be willing to have that conversation as well.
Yeah, because we can't get upside down on salaries and benefits and projecting that stuff out. It's insane. It's upside down. It's not sustainable.
So you're talking
I'm talking about a CPA. My question about the CPA was in the interim in the interim to get assistance for the bookkeeping. Not as a.
And I think the issue, I think we looked at that before too. And the issue, I think we only had just our current guy come back to us, right?
no, I don't think anybody, he didn't even bid it.
He didn't, okay,
Nobody bid it.
okay. No, nobody? So yes, I think it's an interim solution, but I do think at some point there's gonna be an issue.
Well, fundamentally, I'm reading between the lines of this letter, I'm under the impression that there wasn't a way to train this person because the position was already vacant. So-
There's no way to train these
No,
people.
and I know that,
There's-
I'm not,
there's-
at no one's fault. So my point is, to your point, Jay, are we going to continue to run into this over and over? Is it compensation, or is it simply just, this is a very difficult job when no one's able to train you to do it?
Unless you attract someone who has experience.
Correct. Which is the compensation piece.
The experience in the town is gone. Past experience of the town employees is gone. There's nobody here to train an employee to come in to do these positions. I think we have a real problem. There's classes you can take online, but only you, as the person being hired for a position, can pursue those classes and take them. So,
But I think in the interim, the municipal CPA is a good solution.
When's the last day?
hopefully the 17th. I asked her to stay to the 17th. She was willing to turn all her stuff in yesterday. I asked her to please stay to the 17th so we can at least get one more checks printed out one more time. I'm gonna ask her to teach me how to do that. Otherwise, I don't know what to do. I'm close to just walking away too, just so you guys know. Not that I want to put the town or the people in that situation, but I can't bear this. I can't. So I did it last time, and I'm in my busy season right now with my business, and I can't. So, and but it just puts you in a bad situation, puts the board in a bad situation. I'll stick it out the best I can, but the hours are going to be very limited.
There's no previous bookkeeper that we can pull out of retirement for a Band-Aid for a month or two? I don't know the back history. I'm not even saying the most recent one. I'm saying 3 ago. Is there someone that we could say, if we pay you this stipend for 60 or 90 days to help us with this, is there someone?
Maybe?
No,
I don't know.
not from the people that sat in that chair. But that's just here in this town. You know, there's other villages, there's other towns.
I think I'm recalling
But-
the former town of Dickinson bookkeeper, I want to say her name was Bev, might have been asked if she could help out the last time. And she maybe expressed some, and I would never talked to her, I'm remembering conversations that people had. She maybe expressed some interest, but then declined, so that might be somebody to reach out to see if she could help in the near term.
We'll advertise for it. So, tell me what you wanna Indeed it?
Yes. Should we advertise for municipal CPA as well?
You mean to do an RFP? To regenerate that? It's professional services, so we can just make phone calls and see if anybody's interested, and if they are, get rates.
Okay.
So Kevin, there's the New York State Towns Association. I mean, if maybe if they've got like a job board, maybe we put it on that too.
Sure.
Just thinking of other places
For what,
to put it.
50,000? I'll do it. That's what we paid, right?
Is any of the, can any of this be done remotely?
The accounting?
Yeah.
It's a good question. I can't even get Williamson Law Books to call me back and put the system on my computer. I don't have access to the system, which is crazy because there was never on the supervisor's computer, so I've asked to get it on there. I'm still trying to get that on there,
Okay.
but now I can use Jamie's desk. But anyways, no, that's a good question. I will try some more phone calls again tomorrow to see if we can do it remotely. I don't believe, I mean,
All it is either logging in through a VPN or through, remote desktop or something. There's
You
protocols
gotta
in
be
place.
able to.
Yeah.
That's what, I just wanted to know how the software is downloaded on our
Yeah.
computers.
Um,
I'm guessing remotely from them, or,
Probably Pyramid comes in and installs it.
just looking for an answer on that.
Um,
All right, so where are we at? Do you want to advertise on Indeed
Yes.
for budgets, $50,346? So
I think that's where it was, wasn't it?
So what do you want? Do you want to put a range in there? Do you want to do you want to just go with the same posting we did last time for this last bookkeeper?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, so just follow the same last posting. I can have Jody do that.
If you do it for 2 weeks, we're gonna miss the meeting.
Yeah,
But I don't have any problem with like collecting them and then reviewing names and interviewing them,
As they come.
as they come in.
Yeah.
And maybe do it for a month,
you want to run it for a month?
or at least if our next meeting is on the 1st, which is a Wednesday, do it till like the Thursday or Friday before that.
So what would take you,
To the 25th or 26th?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to 26th, because that'll be what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
5th through the 26th? Okay. You want to put a dollar amount on it, or
$1,000.
$1,000?
And if it needs to go up on the 18th, we can amend that if you think it's gonna be there.
All right, I'll see where it goes. I'll get Jody on that in the morning. Do you want to make a motion for that?
I'll make a motion to do an Indeed advertisement for the bookkeeper with the range and the salary from the previous posting that we did for the current position for 3 weeks. I think that covers it,
$1,000? Up to $1,000?
up to $1,000.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
I have none.
None.
Okay.
Mr. Slota,
Aye.
Mr. Simonis,
Aye.
Mr. Johnson,
Aye.
Mr. Hulbert,
Aye.
Mr. Warden.
Aye.
Kevin, can Jody go through the Broome County government handbook? It's online too as well, but to reach out to the towns and villages. And so we can get names of the current bookkeepers to reach out to see if there's somebody that's in place that we haven't gotten before,
Yeah, we can try.
just to see if we get some references and then.
Yeah, we can reach out to anybody, see if anybody would be interested. I don't have like numbers or how much we would pay them, or,
No, we have,
you know.
what did we do with, we paid somebody an hourly rate for that,
We paid Julie an hourly rate.
yeah. But if we get interest, that's really what we want to do, is generate, we can have a conversation about that hourly rate. If we can find out what that rate was for Julie. All right. I'm just trying to think of other options.
The only other thing I would ask is to, and we can discuss at the next meeting or put up it to compensate Jody more for the extra work that she is doing. I don't know if that's something the board wants to talk about or discuss. I can bring it up at the next meeting.
I think you should.
I think she does a lot of bookkeeping stuff. I give her a lot of credit for it. So, to help us keep going. board's interested in that, I'll put it on the next agenda.
Yeah, put it on.
All right. Anybody have nothing else on the supervisor's report? Moving on to resolutions.
9.1, approving abstract number 4.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
I have none.
None.
None?
Mr. Slota?
Aye.
Mr. Simonis?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Hulbert?
Aye.
Mr. Warden?
Aye.
Resolution 9.2, approving building conditions study grant writing contract.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
None.
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 None?
Mr. Slota?
Aye.
Mr. Simonis?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Hulbert?
Aye.
Mr. Warden?
Aye.
Resolution 9.3, approving agreement with BC Laundry.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
None.
None.
Where is the agreement?
Should be under 9.3A.
3A.
Greg is indicating there might be the amount to be refunded might not be exactly equal to 22 EDUs. So let me just look at the. I mean, yes, that's the purpose of it, because we're reducing it from 44.
Yes,
or
we're-
Yeah, it says that, whereas 22 washing machines at the property instead of 44 washing machines.
Right. So yeah, that should be okay, Greg. The stipulation itself oh, never mind, I have the amount. $5,702.11. There you go.
All right, so you're still on 9.3 resolution?
Yes.
Shouldn't we be approving 9.4 first?
Where?
Oh, I'm sorry, not 9.4.
9.3A?
9.3A is the support for 9.3. 9.
So the actual resolution is 9.3. I don't know why this was put
Yeah, so
9.3A.
in the first, now therefore be it resolved, in the resolution at 9.3, it approves the agreement with BC Laundry as set forth in the attached stipulation. And then the second resolved directs or authorizes payment of the funds.
But these aren't signed. 9.3A is not signed or not signed by BC Laundry.
Yeah, they're not going to sign it until we also agree to it. They've already paid the money, the back taxes, or the amount that they're supposed to pay. This guy's going to come in tomorrow, basically, to sign.
All right, so we're still on resolution. Do we have a motion? Oh, you-
I did.
Okay.
Second.
Oh, Luke seconded it? Okay.
Discussion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Any other discussion on it?
No, it gets confusing with these, with the attachments that are not with the resolution, so.
Yes.
I didn't associate those two together.
And I'll apologize for that. I just caught that. I thought they were two different resolutions. I just caught that was the backup for the 9.3 resolution. I'll do better.
Okay.
All right, roll call.
Mr. Slota?
Aye.
Mr. Simonis?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Hulbert?
Aye.
Mr. Warden?
Aye. All right, future topics.
Could we have a conversation about the Hyder Park? Put that on the rubber surface? You and I spoke about it before. My quotes came in higher than what we budgeted. So I'd like to speak to the board on if there's other funds, either fund balance, something we can use to complete that project, or we put the project on hold till next year.
All right, so you want Hyder on the next agenda?
Whenever we can fit it in there.
I mean, you probably need it sooner than later if you want to talk about it, because you
Yep.
probably want to get it done for,
Correct.
okay. So Hyder Park rubber surface discussion?
Okay.
I just, a number, Greg, what was the difference
20,000.
out of, what kind, how much?
I budgeted 100 and it came in at, or I'm sorry, I budgeted 80 and it came in at 114. I cut out having them remove the wood chip.
Okay.
We'll do that work ourselves. There's still a $20,000 difference.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so we got that. Do we still need the town storage network infrastructure for the next meeting?
End of April,
You
so
want-
mid-April.
Push that back to April.
First, 15th, that's tax day, that's gonna be a crazy day. To put it,
Into April would make it the 29th.
29th.
All right. Huh? Oh, you want to put that on a future agenda? So what was that? We received another one of those liquor license waiver. Remember we did one for Shenango Commons.
Comments, yeah.
They've asked us, the Dimmick Hill. Would you like to put that on the agenda, next agenda?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I am
Okay.
too. It's 318.
Can we start talking about the Carmichael Road?
The paving of Carmichael Road?
Mm-hmm. And then I did send some pictures, I don't know if everybody got them, about how the roof is really leaking in the highway garage. I took video of it, I thought a hose had broke in the garage one night. It was pouring through the garage, down through the light fixture and everything.
Can we,
So I do know there's stuff going on with that, but just that's a heads up that you guys know that this is a real serious thing going on over there now. It's literally coming everywhere and through the light fixtures, so every day it's a new
Can we-
thing for us.
can we authorize Greg to go out for quotes on a roof, or do we need to discuss this at the next meeting?
I think Greg can go get his quotes for whatever he wants and then bring it to the board with a recommendation on how to pay for it.
I have a company coming tomorrow. One, I'm waiting on another one to give us a quote. So, just have
No,
that.
we're good.
Yep, just make sure that procurement of it is all done within the procurement policies.
Was the problem with the heating of this room just a minor part that wore out, or?
Pressure switch went
Pressure
bad.
switch.
Yeah, they just couldn't get it before the meeting, so.
You guys think you'll have those quotes back for next meeting?
I'll have one hopefully by next week, and I'm just waiting for the other vendor to call me back.
I'm saying for the 18th.
I'm shooting for it, yes.
Do you have, what's your idea of the cost for that?
I would assume if they have to do everything, you're gonna have to go to bid.
Probably.
It's gonna be over that. Cause it's not only the roof leaking, it's all in that insulation. And literally, I'm not gonna say every piece of insulation, but there's a whole bunch of insulation that's completely full of water right now. That just, every once in a while, it just comes out. So they're gonna probably have to go in and replace the roof. All the insulation's gotta be done, I would assume. And then my fear, and I'm just, because I have fear with the amount of water in there, that there's gonna be probably some black mold in there. I'm not sure what they're gonna have to do with that. These are just the options that I'm looking at, and seeing it on the actual insulation. You can see the black stuff on, you know, you start seeing some of that on the insulation.
How about we put it on the next agenda, get some quotes, get us an idea, and then see if we're gonna have to put it out to bid.
I think the only thing that I'd like to know is if it's that bad, is that something that you want to deem as an emergency repair to stop, put a tarp up there, get a company there to temporarily stop the leaks.
So I think it was, bad leak was when we had the ice and the snow build up. I'm assuming that it's backing up through the screw holes. When it's a normal rain, I don't think it leaks that bad in there.
Yeah, it does.
Not like the video you
No,
showed
not,
me.
not like that video, but I don't
That video you
even
showed me is
remember.
when it was the slush
Yeah.
and the ice.
And then the next day, I did it again, because I think I sent some pictures, some new ones to Jay.
I-
You did, but what do you guys think about that tarp idea, covering that area?
I can ask them tomorrow when they're here if they'd be interested in.
I mean, Darren, that would,
Yeah, I was
at
thinking the
least,
same.
you know, it's a Band-Aid for sure, but at least you don't have water where you're trying to catch it.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, and they're coming tomorrow, like I said, Greg did tell me that, so
I would-
see if they ask them and what they think when
Yeah.
they're up there.
What the, yeah.
Is it an insurance issue? Because, you know, if you've got electrical issues and if you're talking about mold and we don't do anything to prevent it or stop it from mitigating it, if we haven't notified our insurance company about it, then we wouldn't get coverage for that. I don't want us to miss that.
Yep.
Yeah, me neither, and that's what I'm trying to, like, put that out there right now, that it's not,
It's
it's
been
getting
leaking a
worse,
long
it's
time, hasn't
completely worse. Oh, yeah, it's been doing this for probably five or 6 years now, but it literally, within the last 6-7 months, it went downhill fast, like, to that line. I've never seen water come in like that. It was crazy.
5 years and 6 to 7 months, it's past an emergency issue for me then.
Yeah, the sense of urgency is heightened.
Yeah, but
So let's do what we can to get, to stop the problem.
Yeah, for sure. I just wanted you to know how,
Yeah.
what we got going on right now, just to
Yep.
keep you in the loop. And then, I just have one other thing that I came back today. Sometime in April, May, June timeframe, I need to have a discussion with you guys about, me starting to look for a replacement for Joy. She told me that she's planning to retire April of 2027, which the amount of stuff that she does and everything within that position, I gotta figure out a way and a time frame. It's gonna take a lot of time to train somebody of everything that goes on in that office.
What are you thinking in terms of months?
I wanna say at least 6 to 8 months, but
that's insane.
It seems like a lot,
but there's a lot of deadlines that we gotta meet. She's gotta do the chips. Just filing for our New York State chips is gonna be at least a month of training. Of exactly all the paperwork, all that stuff, so.
She's got-
If not, and then if
She's
that
got 12
person doesn't
months.
work out, then I'm without a person when
Well,
she leaves.
She's got 12 months to start getting her daily, weekly, quarterly, yearly list of things that she's got to do.
Oh, she's got all that. It's all documented. Everything's ready to
Okay.
go.
All
to
right, we're on
train
future
somebody.
topics, so let's pick the future topics for the agenda.
So
All
I'm
right,
just
so is this
putting
a
it out
topic?
there to TBD, so
TBD?
sometime I'll be coming in, probably.
Let's see. Anybody got anything else?
I do. Kevin, I've had a conversation with Randy about emergency cases for code enforcement. For example, if there's a fire someplace, to have code enforcement kind of come out and whether or not we deem the property unsafe, so we're not dealing with burned out buildings years later. I'd like to put that on a future topic. And I would also like to add a law to amend, I don't know if there is a law for it, but anyways, to have the discussion regarding smoke shops, CBD stores, things of that nature, and having a footage requirement. Seems like we're collecting a density of them, and it's a concern. So I've looked at some other town ordinances, and 1,000 feet seems to be the point of discussion, but I'd like to have a discussion with that, with the board.
When would you like to have those on? Or
If
one
we
or
can,
the other?
if we can fit that sometime, even in April, I know there's a handful of things coming up in here in March regarding some of these grants. So even if it's in April, I'm okay with that. So even mid-April,
I don't know as if I'm interested in having that conversation before we have the conversation about, in general, on whether or not that's legally defensible. Because there's been a lot of case law that says it's not. And I don't wanna waste a lot of time with public hearings and presentations of law modification if it's not defendable. So that's a
So-
conversation I wanna have first.
And that's fair. So that'll give me time to pull some things together prior to middle of April or end of April to have that discussion of whether or not that discussion will take place. So I'm okay to put it down as a TBD.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, so TBD on those two.
You're saying for both of them? Because I don't believe, I believe that the emergency case one is 100% defensible. I just don't know about the 1,000-foot rule for
Oh, I was only
limitation.
talking about the 1,000
Okay.
rule.
Okay.
But-
You can put them down for both TBD, Kevin. I'll do a little investigation for that, and then we'll have that separate discussion.
So B&L's on for the water, clean water.
And I think we were trying to put Alex on for secure vestibule.
Yes.
Anybody think of anything else? Salt sheds back, well, you'll be back on for the resolution and backup for the engineering firm?
And
Okay.
Alex should have a recommendation as well by then.
All that should be, all
Or was
that,
Alex not giving us a recommendation, he was just summarizing in that email that
Right, I
was
think-
forwarded to us. I mean,
But-
I think we pay him to give us a recommendation, right?
I think he should give us backup material on it.
I mean, I could have summarized in an email what the three things said, but I'm not an engineer. I want his professional opinion. Yeah, no, then do you mind sending him a note then, Darren, actually saying, hey, forward it to the board. They're asking for real feedback here and a recommendation, not a summary.
Well, I'll try to get his recommendation
Okay.
on it, yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
We'll work on it. And I'll send his letter, what he put together to me, that email.
Well, I think Nate just forwarded that to us, so we have that now, but I looked at it super quickly in between internet outages.
That's fine, I can add it back, and then
And-
I have that.
Yeah.
Missed that, that's my bad. In between.
My internet keeps going out, unless it's my,
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Mine went out. Yeah.
No, well, my town laptop's still not working, so I'm on my personal one, so.
So
Do you-
I'll put all that, I'll put his.
Do you
what
want
he
to bring
sent
it
me
in?
email,
Do you want me to
his
get a hold of
recommendation
Pyramid?
with mine.
Oh, if I run into much more of a head wall, then I'll go sit in his office.
Oh, okay, you know him quite well.
So-
Okay.
So if you
Any,
want that quote back from them, the actual quote, what they gave us, right, from that engineer firm, what they said. I'll send all that. Their proposal.
Yes.
Yes, yep, all their proposals.
these right here, you mean?
Yep.
so
Well,
do you,
the one I-
do you want Wallace Road on the next?
Wallace.
Not Wallace Road,
Carmichael.
Carmichael, Jesus.
If not-
Does that have to be
if
next
not
week?
the next one, it could be the following one.
Because I think
But I just
we're
wanna
kind of
get it
getting
so
loaded
it's
up. I
like-
just didn't
Yeah,
want-
that's fine. No, I just, I remember him saying it. I didn't know if we put it on. Okay, we're fine. I think we have plenty for the next meeting.
So you want to do Carmichael Road April 1st?
Sure. For now.
Yeah.
All right, everybody good with future topics?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I would say open forum, but there's nobody here. So we're gonna go to,
Executive session to
Executive
discuss
session.
matters relating to the employment of an individual within the town. DPW.
I make that motion.
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
None.
None.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yeah, I mean, is everybody all right if we invite Greg in on this?
Yeah, absolutely.
go wherever you wanna go. Wherever you wanna go, Greg. Yes, we gotta be done.
the other night at 10 o'clock at night. I know. Which, by the way, the alarm didn't go off.
Because if you come in, then allegedly.
Yeah.
That's good news.
I was texting Darren. I was like, if I set off this alarm, I'm blaming it on you.
Get bailed out first thing Monday morning, Luke, don't worry about it.
All right, we're back in regular session.
Gene made the motion to come back at 7:57. I second. All in favor?
You did? Whatever you
I thought that's what he said. I missed it.
It's okay.
Oh, he did? Must be an echo in here.
All right, we're back in. I'm sorry.
For water personnel services? Yes. Right? I gotta make sure that you're.
I have a draft resolution approving a settlement agreement and general release as follows. The town board of the town of Shenango duly convened in regular session March 4th, 2026 does hereby resolve as follows. Whereas the Teamsters Local 317 filed a grievance relating to the termination of an employee, whereas after discussions among the town, the union, and the former employee, the parties desire to resolve said grievance and related matters. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Shenango hereby approves that certain agreement among the town, the union, and former employee as set forth in the attached settlement agreement and general release, and be it further resolved that the amount of $3,500 be appropriated from the budget line item F8310.100 for payment as set forth in said agreement. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Second.
What was that line again?
F8310.100.
That is, that line is for, I believe that's Greg. That's administrator line for Greg. You want, I think you want to take it out of 8340.100, which is personal services for water transmission. Because the amount in that line is, for the budget, is 102,606. I believe that's the unionized employees, where yours is 27,000 or 26,000. It's a third of your salary. Yes. Yep. That's the.
So the resolution reflects 8340.100. F8340.100.
Yep. Did you make a? Amend the motion for that new line?
And I still second it.
Okay. Any other discussion?
None.
None.
Mr. Slota?
Aye.
Mr. Simonis?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson? Mr. Hulbert? Mr. Warden?
Aye. All right, that's it for our meeting tonight. Anybody like to do a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, let's get out of here.
I just emailed that to you, Adam.